Stephen King books. Are they valuable? I've just picked up a pile. Let's have a wee look, see what they're worth. I'm a bit annoyed. I just went through all the research on all my Stephen King books, recording the screen, showing it on eBay, and it didn't bloomin' save. So, I'm not going to do all that again because the typing's a pain in the backside. Instead, I'm going to run through what I have just learned and show you them here on the screen, which is probably better for you guys anyway because you can see the books. Anyway, first up was paperback Dolores Claiborne from 1993. So when you're doing your research, the title, the format and the year of publication, if it's been reprinted the year this book was actually printed rather than when its original one was, fantastically, that's worth about £3.50. One down. Next up, The Green Mile. Nice condition paperback, pretty common. There isn't much difference between this edition and the likes of the movie tie-in covers that you get, but this is the complete all six novels. It's from 1996 and it's worth about £3.50. So if you see them and they're cheap, pick them up, but they're not mind benders by any stretch. Next, another Dolores. This is a BCA hardcover edition. That is worth about a fiver if you're lucky. So again, it's not a fantastic pickup, but it's Stephen King, so I'm going to grab it no matter what. They look pretty on my shelf. Another BCA book, Stephen King, 4 Past Midnight. Don't know why I keep saying his name, but I do. I thought this one might have been a wee bit better because it's such a nice book, but it's not. £5 to £8. So great if you're picking it up for pennies. If it's cost you a couple of quid, I wouldn't bother. The Tommyknockers, another BCA hardcover. This one is from the year of our Lord 1992, so it's actually the 10th reprint of a BCA book, which is pretty impressive in itself. Again, it's not worth anything spectacular. £5 to £8 on a good day. Next one's a bit better. The Stand. Again, it's BCA, which if it's the original hardcover rather than the BCA, is worth a bit more. But I've sold this one a few times for about 15 quid. It's a 5th reprint, so it's a first of a first. You can get 15 to 20. Anything that's not a first print, then you're looking to 10 to 15. So as I've sold it before a couple of times for that money, I'm quite confident I'll get the same again for that one. So that one is worth picking up. The Stand, whether it's the original hardcover or even the BCA edition, if you see it for a couple of quid, you can flip that into 10 to 15 pounds, so it can be worthwhile to make you a couple of quid. If it's cheaper than that, definitely. Another fodder, The Black House, Stephen King and Peter Straub. Another BCA hardcover, and this one's really not worth much at all. Probably looking at round about a fiver on a really good day for that one there. Next, yes, this is what we are facing. Desperation, BCA hardcover. Much like Black House, it's not worth a whole heap of beans. I do like the slightly trippy cover art in the back. Round about a fiver, so I'm not going to pretend that these are worth a fortune and will make us all millionaires, although they are desperate to fall off the pile that I am building with them. Right, next one is full hardcover. This is the American edition, which I didn't realise, although now that I've done the research and looked, the UK edition is usually got a kind of blue cover to it, but this is the American one. Not as many of them available over here. That seems to sell for about 20 quid, so that's much better. So American editions, pick them up. Yeah. One to go. This was the banger. It's a BCA book, the Bachman books by Stephen King, including Rage, The Long Walk, Roadwork and The Running Man. The Running Man's brilliant, I love it. Nothing to do with the film, but that's what it is. Anyway, it's a reprint from 1993 of the original from 1986, but amazingly this seems to sell for anywhere from £40 up to about £65. So if you see this one out in the wild, pick it up. It's a BCA book, which means it's smaller than, you can see the size difference if you're not familiar. BCAs are always smaller than your big traditional hardcovers, but this one seems to sell well for a good price. There's not many listed, there's quite a few sold, so it might not sell like in a day or anything silly, but I got good money for that over a fairly short period of time. So that was my Stephen King pickup. Those books cost me £1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, £2.50 for that stack, and with just those two alone, I'm looking somewhere between £60 and £80 back. So that's sweet. Take that every day. But since I'm here and I've been out and picked some books up, I'm just going to keep talking. Yeah. But 180 books I got. Paid 45 quid for that. So those two Stephen King books will, you know, cover all that, even with my fees, postage, blah 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 taken off of it. I'm still going to cover the whole lot from those two books, which is fantastic. I do like it when that happens. But I also found something else. Who has heard of Rod McKuen? I hadn't. No idea who he was. Seems to be a singer, songwriter, poet. And I was digging through, I think it was actually these three books I saw and just threw them aside because they did nothing for me. No idea who it was. Didn't really care. So I passed them aside, but then I saw, oh, there's some more Rod McKuen books. And then I saw, oh, there's some more Rod McKuen books. And then I saw even more Rod McKuen books. So I decided to pick them up after all. Now, all of these are like his poetry books, and they seem to sell for about £5 a piece. So there's one or two duplicates in there. No, there's one duplicate in there. But I might just bundle these up and sell them on, you know, price them at kind of £3-4 a book in the bundle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books. So I'll maybe bundle that all up for 30 quid and see how it goes. Quite happy to do that because it's cost me like £2.50. But that was his poetry books. Then we've got his songbooks. So, New Carols for Christmas, seasonal, always good. Scandalous John, apparently that's a Disney movie, never heard of it. Probably called something else later on, but you know, it's got all the music score and everything in it. Through European Windows, not for me, but it will be for someone. And Rod McKuen at Carnegie Hall, his birthday concert, sold out. And these all seem to sell for about a tenner each. The Christmas one, maybe a wee bit more, but all for about a tenner each. So, oh, that's interesting. Isn't that lovely? A nice wee surprise. Well, pick them up. At worst, I could put them all in one big bundle and sell the whole lot for like 20 quid. Somebody will buy that. I'm not going to lose any money. I'll make a couple of pounds. I'd be quite happy. But 40 quid for the songbooks, maybe 30 quid for all the poetry books, so we're at about 70 notes already. And then it was this one. So the 1986 Rod McKuen Book of Days. I thought, oh man, I mean it's brilliant artwork. I do like it, but it's still awfully tacky. But when I opened it up, look, signed. So I did my research and that is his signature. I thought, oh fantastic. So that seems to go for about 30ish, thereabouts. There's not many listed, there's not many sold, but when they do sell, it seems to sell for about 30 quid. So that's quite nice. And I kept looking through. So when you get hardcovers, always check the hardcovers. Beautiful Strangers. Now, there's another copy of Beautiful Strangers in the first pile I showed you. This is one of his poetry books. But I've kept this one separate because inside it says, to my old friend Colin, Love Rod, 2013. So another signed book, which is cracking. Looking that one up, and that goes for 40, 45. Nice. Especially if a Colin wants it. Also, this is not a 2013 book. This book was published in, let's find the date on it, 1981. And it's not a reprint of a 1981 book because it don't have none of that barcode nonsense. It is a book from the 80s. So it's been many, many, many years later that Rod has signed this for his old friend Colin. So I think that might be a wee bit special. I don't know. But see, just a standard signed copy of that seems to be going for about 45 quid. And this one's in a dust sleeve. One on a dust jacket. So in a slipcase, I thought, oh, that's definitely going to be worth a couple of quid more. And right enough, that can go for, 12, 15, 20 pounds by itself. Very, very few listed and very, very few sold. It seems to be quite rare from that point of view. But when I opened it up, guess what? Signed and numbered by the man himself, Rod McEwen. Signed copies of that have sold for about 65 quid. So again, sweet, sweet pick up from that point of view. So the 3 signed books, well over £100, plus my good Stephen King ones, plus all the others there. So that £45 pickup, and I've got all my fodder and everything else that needs to be listed beyond that. But just from those, then I'm looking, I've got probably an easy couple of £100 back from that £45. And I've got another wee stack of quite good books that appear to have good value, but I need to do a bit more research before I get them listed up. Anyway, that's all. I want to get all of these listed just in case anybody wants them to buy them for Christmas presents, because we're on Friday the 15th, so there's not an awful lot of days to get them listed, get them sold, and get them shipped off so that Santa can deliver them a week on Monday. That's us. Hope this has been helpful. Hope this has been educational. If it has been educational and helpful, please subscribe, or give it a like, or do both. Or don't bother. I don't really care. I just like talking. Love you. See ya. Bye.